A sum was put at simple interest at a certain rate for 2 years. Simple interest is every year we will get the same rate of interest. Had it been put at 3% higher rate, suppose change in interest rate is 3% for 1 year, that means change in interest for 2 years would be 3 into 2, that is 6%. So he would be gaining 6% more. It would have fetched rupees 300 more. Now it's quite evident that 6% more is equivalent to rupees 300. The sum is, that means how much is the 100% invested by him? 300 by 6 into 100. That will go 50 times. Rupees 5,000 is the sum. And yes, that is in option B. A sum of rupees 1550 was lent partly at 5% and partly at 8% per annum simple interest. The total interest received after 3 years is 300. That means in 1 year interest received would be rupees 100, 300 by 3. The ratio of money lent at 5% and 8% is, let X and Y rupees in invested, then we can have an equation. We know simple interest is given by PRT by 100, and since we are using only 1 year in consideration, it would be PR by 100. So what we can say, 5x by 100 plus 8y by 100 is equals to the interest received, that is 100. That means 5x plus 8y equals to 100 hundreds, that is 10,000. And we have one more equation, x plus y equals to 1550. If I multiply this by 5, 5x plus 5y equals 5, 5, 25, 2 and 77. So if I solve these two equations, I'll get 3y equals 2250. That is y equals 750. Therefore x will be equals to 1550 minus 750, that is 800. So the ratio x is to y is 800 by 750, that is 16 by 15. That is the ratio we are looking out for. Option D fits in. But if someone is interested in Rule 6, Jungle Rule, from the Jungle Rule book, we have this Rule 6 where we use butterflies or butterfly diagram. Now look, 5% interest we are getting, 8% interest we are getting, and the combined interest what we have received in 1 year is 100. So the combined rate what we have received is 100 by 1550 into 100, that is 200 by 31%. Now here we can use the cross diagram. 200 by 31 minus 5 would give 45. Yes, 45 by 31. 248 minus 200 would be 48 by 31. And now this ratio is our answer. That is divided by 3. 16 is to 15. Straight away we can get the ratio of x is to y if we use cross diagram, and this diagram is always helpful. So I'll recommend, please do practice Jungle Rule Book butterfly diagram to solve these kind of questions. The difference between the simple interest received from two different sources on rupees 3 lakh for 2 years is 1500. That means P R1 for 2 years it is, into 2 by 100 would be divided by 50, minus PR2 by 50 is equals to 1500. What is the difference between the rates of interest? We are interested in R1 minus R2. If I take common, it would be P by 50, and P is 3 lakh, equals 1500. Therefore, difference between the rates is 1500 into 50 divided by 3 lakh. 2, 3 gone, 15, 20 times, and this is 1 by 4, that is 0.25. Difference between the rates is 0.25%, and that is in option B. A square tin sheet of side 12 centimeter is converted into a box with open top in the following steps. The sheet is placed horizontally, then equal sided square each side of x centimeter are cut from the four corners of the sheet. This is x, this is cut out. Finally, the four resulting sides are bent vertically upward in the shape of the box. So this will become the base of the box, and this would be 12 minus 2x. This breadth would also be 12 minus 2x, and x would be the height of the box. If x is an integer, then what value of x maximizes the volume of the box? Volume of the box would be length into breadth into height. Length is 12 minus 2x. Breadth is also 12 minus 2x whole square, and into height is x. We need to maximize this. For maximization, we know, let's find the first order derivative and put it equals to 0, which will help us in getting the value of x. It would be 2 into 12 minus 2x into minus 2 into x plus 12 minus 2x whole square. That would be 12 minus 2x if I take common, minus 4x plus 12 minus 2x. So this would be 12 minus 2x into 12 minus 6x, and if I put this as 0, I'll get x equals to 6 or x equals to 2. Now just look, if we take x equals to 6, then this is a 12 centimeter box, and if I take x as 6, the entire box would vanish. That means x can't be equals to 6. If I take x equals to 2, volume would be maximum. Value of x is equals to 2. Now there is a cheat code in these kind of question. If the box making question is there, then the maximum length that should be cut out from the corners is always equals to length of the square box divided by 6. You can keep this in mind, and this will always help out to find these kind of questions in no time. So answer straight away is 12 by 6, that is 2. If it is 18, then it would be 18 by 6 equals to 3. You can solve it and you can get the same result. So remember the cheat code, that will always help in these kind of question. Here the answer is D, that is 2. A spherical ball of lead 3 centimeter in diameter is melted and cast into 3 spherical balls. Volume of a sphere is given by 4 by 3 pi r cube. The diameter of 2 of these is 1.5 and 2 centimeter respectively. what is the diameter of the third ball. Now here we can say the volume of the initial ball is equals to volume of the 3 balls which are recasted. 4 by 3 pi common variable is cancel out. So here what we have, 3 by 2 whole cube equals, radius of the first one is 1.5 by 2 whole cube plus 2 by 2 whole cube, and let the diameter of the third one is d, then it is d by 2 whole cube. We just need to solve this and find the value of t. 2 cube, 2 cube, 2 cube, 2 cube, everything cancels out. 3 cube is 27. Then it would be 1.5 cube to calculate. So that would be 3 by 4. 2 cube is 8 here, sorry. Then this would be 3 cube, that is 27, and by 4 would be 64, plus 1 plus d by 2 whole cube. So d by 2 whole cube is 27 by 8 minus 27 by 64 minus 1. Take LCM 64. 27 into 8 would be 216 minus 64 minus 27. This will give 125 by 64. That happens to be 5 by 4 whole cube. Therefore, d by 2 is equals to 5 by 4. Diameter is 2.5 centimeter of the third one. Option B fits in. Okay, this question, a very interesting one. We can apply logic and solve it. Let's see. A cylinder is filled to 4/5 of its volume. 4/5 means 80%. So we have a cylinder of whatever radius and height, and it is 80% full. 80% liquid is there. It is then tilted so that the level of water coincides with one edge of its bottom and top edge of the opposite side. That means if it is tilted like this, the same cylinder, the water level would be like this. And this means now the water occupies only 50% of the volume. If it is touching at one edge and water level is touching at the another edge of the bottom, it will only occupy 50% of the volume of the cylinder. In this process, 30 cc of water is spilled out. Now we can see it was initially 80% of the volume, that is 8V by 10. Now it is only 50% of the volume, that is 5V by 10. And in this process, 30 cc of water is spilled out. That means 8V by 10 minus 5V by 10 is 30. That means 3V by 10 is 30. The volume of the cylinder is 300 by 3, that is 100 cc. The question also asked is, what is the volume of the cylinder? Volume of the cylinder is 100 cc. That is in option C. A and B invest rupees 3 lakh and rupees 4 lakh in a business. A receives 1,000 per month out of the profit as the remuneration for running the business, and rest of profit is divided in proportion to the investment. So the proportion to the investment is 3:4. If in a year A totally received rupees 39,000, how much do B receive? Let the profit element received by A is out of X. Rest of the profit we are talking about. Then A have received 1000 into 12, that is his salary, plus profit is X, then he would have get 3x by 7. That is equals to 39,000. Isn't it? This is the salary component and this is the profit from the rest of the profit. Let rest of the profit is X, which is divided into 3:4. So A should get 3x by 7. So 3x by 7 is 39,000 minus 12,000, that is 27,000. So X is, if I cancel out this, 9 into 7, 63,000. The profit which is being divided among A and B is actually 63,000 only. Then how much should B get? B should get 4/7 part of the profit available for distribution. 7 9 times 9,000. So B should get 9,000 into 4, that is 36,000 as the profit, and that is in option B. In a partnership, A invests 1/6 of the capital for 1/6 of the time. B invests 1/3 of the capital for 1/3 of the time, and C the rest of the capital for the whole time. The ratio in which the profit would be divided is given by the weighted investment, that is investment into time. Now let the overall time is 12 months and the overall investment is LCM of 6 and 3, that is 18. So out of 18, A invests 1/6, 1/6 is 3, for 1/6 of the time, that is 2 months. B invests 1/3 of the capital, 18 by 3 is 6, for 1/3 of the time, 1/3 of the time would be for 4 months. And C, the rest of the capital, 3 plus 6 is 9, rest of the capital will be 9 then, for whole time means for 12 months. That means the ratio in which profits will be divided among A, B, C is 3 into 2, 6 into 4 is to 9 into 12. So if I take common 2, I'll get this. If I take common 3, I'll get this. So it would be 1 into 1, 1 is to 4 is to 6 into 3 is 18. So what is A share in the profit of 1380? 1 by 18 plus 5 is 23 into 1380. Now 23 into 6 is 138, 60. So A's share in the profit is rupees 60 at the end. That is in option A. I hope you have read the question. You must have tried and you must have answered by now, isn't it? In TCS, ratio questions and like partnership questions, we have often seen they are asking at least 2 to 3 questions of these kind. And in partnership, profit and loss is divided often among weighted investment, isn't it? We have also discussed this in the previous question. Weighted investment is investment into time. A, B and C enter into a partnership by investing in the ratio of 3:2:4. ABC started with 3x capital, 2x capital and 4x capital. After 1 year, B invests another rupees 2,70,000. B's investment increased by 2,70,000 after 1 year. And C at the end of 2 years invested rupee 2,70,000. He also invested 2,70,000 but after 2 years. At the end of 3 years, profit are shared in this ratio. That means we need to find the weighted ratio for 3 years. So A have invested this money for 3 years. His total money becomes 9x. B have invested 2x for 3 years. And since 2,70,000 was invested at the end of 1 year, this is invested for 2 years only. So B's weighted investment is 6x plus 5,40,000. Now with help of these two itself, we can find the value of x. Because now the ratio becomes 3:4 for A and B. Therefore 9x by 6x plus 5,40,000 equals 3/4. So 3x into 4 is 12x minus 6x is 6x. 6x is 5,40,000. So the variable we are looking out for x is 90,000. Now the question, find the initial investment. Initial investment of A was 3x. 3 into 90,000 would be 2,70,000. B is 2x, that is 1,80,000. And for C, it should be 4x, that is 3,60,000. 270, 180 and 360,000. 270, 180 and 360,000 are in option C, and that is our answer. Two vessels contain mixture of milk and water in the ratio 8:1 and 1:5. The contents of both of these are mixed in a specific ratio into a third vessel. These are mixed in some ratio, let it be x:y, into the third vessel. How much mixture must be drawn from the second vessel? We are looking out for the value of y, not in the ratio, in the quantity term. To fill the third vessel, and the capacity of the third vessel is 26 gallons. That means x plus y in quantity should be 26. Completely, in order that the resulting mixture be half milk and half water, that means here the ratio of milk and water should be 1:1. Fine. To solve these kind of question in no time, I'll again use rule 6 from the Jungle Rule book, and that is our butterfly diagram. How? In this cross diagram, where two mixtures are mixed to get a third mixture, we always concentrate on one ingredient at a time. Only one ingredient. Let us concentrate only on milk. Proportion of milk in the first vessel is 1/9. In the second vessel is 1/6. And in the third vessel, it would be 1/2. If I take LCM of 9, 6 and 2, it is 18. Let us multiply all the fraction by 18. We need to make the denominator 18. So it would be 2/18, 3/18 and 9/18. Now let us see how we can use these three ratios in the cross diagram. 6/18 is mixed with 3/18, pardon me, it is 16/18 is mixed with 3/18 to get 9/18. Distance between these two is 7/18, and distance between these two is 6/18. Ratio is 6:7. We just need to divide 26 gallons in the ratio of 6:7. So this second vessel would be 7/13 into 26, that is 14 gallons, and the first vessel would be 6/13 into 26, that is 12 gallons. What is the question asked? How much mixture must be drawn from the second vessel? We need 14 gallons from the second vessel. Option B fits in. Now you may be wondering, what if I want to take water? Water is 1/9, that is 2/18. 5/6, that is 15/18. And again half, that is 9/18. We can use these fraction also in the cross diagram, and we'll end up getting the same ratio, that is 6:7. Let's see. 2 by 18, 15 by 18, and now 9 by 18. Difference between 2 by 18 and 9 by 18 is 7 by 18, and the distance between 15 by 18 and 9 by 18 is 6 by 18. We again end up getting the same ratio, 6:7. So it hardly matter, just concentrate on one ingredient at a time and use it in the butterfly diagram.